guys. Welcome. Welcome to WTF with Wendy, where I get into your head every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm business coach Wendy Lawson. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for Replay Warriors. You guys, we have some stuff to unpack today, okay? We got some stuff to talk about because I've been thinking about this a lot, right? Let's be honest, okay? I'm a business coach. It's my job to help you have success in your business. And I see the same kind of things happening over and over and over again. And, a lot of times what happens is we say, okay, this is my struggle. I'm stuck here, right? I want to grow my business, but I'm stuck here. I don't have an email list. And so we try to solve that one thing. Or I have all these ideas, but I don't have time to implement them. So we work on time management. And part of the problem is we got to dig into the root of the problem. We have to stop putting Band-Aids on bullet holes, right? And we really need to look at what's causing the bigger problem. And so we're going to talk about that today because it's not necessarily, I shouldn't say this is for everyone, but for most people, it's not a one-off problem. It's not necessarily a time management problem or a prioritization problem. It's what it really is it's a strategic problem. Okay. It's a problem with strategic thinking. And, strategy, y'all, everybody's like all up in strategies business now, right? Everybody loves talking about their strategy. And I think the problem is we might put together a strategic plan. Okay. But if we haven't done some strategic thinking first, that plan ain't going to work. It's just not. Because I want you to think about how we, for a lot of us, think about how we do business and how we go about solving our problems. And I'm going to talk about marketing just for a second because y'all know that's what I did for a long time. But also, I think it's the easiest way to really look at like strategic thinking. Okay, it's just a really easy example. So we have we need more customers, right? We all need more customers. Everybody needs more customers. So we have we have a goal and we need to solve it. We have a goal. We need to do something to solve it. I got a big sales goal. I got to get no more people so I can sell more stuff, right? So what we do is we look around, right? We look around and see what everybody else is doing. Okay. Oh, Gina's on Pinterest. Oh, Kira's on Instagram. Oh, Michelle's rocking an email list. And so we say, okay, that's the solution. This is what I see people doing. Or you guys know how Facebook, the algorithm works, the minute and how the ads work. The minute you interact with an ad, like say you stop on an ad for somebody who's teaching Facebook ads, right? Then what happens? You get every single ad you see for the next 3 months is somebody trying to teach you about Facebook ads. So your perception from where you sit is that everybody's talking about Facebook ads. No, girl, not everybody, just all the people that are talking to you. Okay. Or a coach, I'm a coach, right? We spent the last month talking about time management. So I am sure that y'all were like, I got to get my productivity up. I got to figure out my time management because Wendy said, right? No, Wendy's just giving you tools, but it doesn't mean it's the right tool for you. But as we're sitting here, I think I just talked about myself in third person. That's weird. Okay, moving on. So, what happens is we see she's doing it this way and the gurus say this and an ad is this. And we feel like, that's the answer. That's the answer. And then the heavens part and the angels sing, right? And that's it. This is the answer. This is the answer. This is the one thing for me. The problem is, you guys, we're looking at everything piecemeal. And I want you to think about it like this, okay? Imagine you're working on your marketing strategy. I'm going to use strategy loosely, okay? You're working on your marketing strategy. And so you see yourself at the giant all-you-can-eat buffet, right? It's a long buffet, you guys. It's, do I want to use Facebook? Do I want to have a page? Do I want to have a group? Do I want to do Facebook ads? Do I want to do Facebook video ads or text ads? Do I want to do a messenger bot? Do I want to do email? Do I want to do Pinterest? Do I want to do ads on Pinterest? Do I want to do Instagram? Do I want to do stories? Do I want to do, right? We have this entire buffet laid out. Okay. So what do? We get our plate and we walk over and we go, oh, I'll take one of these and I'll take one of these and I'll take one of these. And so what we do is we're looking at each of these tactics piecemeal. We're looking at it as an individual item on our overall plate. The problem is, you guys, seriously, look at me, hear me, okay? The problem is we forget that our plate can only hold so much food. We just pick up, I'm standing behind Clydine. Clydine got some shrimp. I'm like, oh, that shrimp looks good. So I put that. When I put that shrimp on my plate, opportunity cost. That means there's less room for something else. But we don't do that, do we? No. No, we don't. We take one shrimp and then we take one hot dog and then we take one of these. So what we do is we get a plate full of stuff that doesn't work together, that's not strategic, because we were just following what the guru said, what the ad said, what, Betty, our next door neighbor, said, what that lady at that training said, right? We're not being strategic as we think through what is going to help me best serve my goals. What's going to help me be successful, right? What meets me where I am and gets me where I want to go. And so it's a strategic issue. It's not being strategic and saying, okay, it doesn't start out there. It starts in here. Right? I got to figure out what the heck I want, what the heck is important to me, where I'm going before I can even go to the buffet. Right? I got to know what I'm hungry for before I go to the buffet. Do I go to the Chinese buffet? Do I go to, I don't know what other kind of buffets there are. We just have a Chinese buffet around here. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, am I going to go to the Italian buffet? Am I going to go to the Chinese food buffet? Am I going to go to the all-you-can-eat hibachi place? Right? You got to know what you want before you go to the buffet and start loading up your plate with all these different tools, entrees, snacks. You with me? So the problem is we're looking out for guidance, which there's nothing wrong with being aware of what's going on. There's certainly nothing wrong with learning, but it doesn't start there. It starts with you, okay? It starts with you. So truly, it's an issue of thinking strategically about what you want and then building a plan to get there so that you're not chasing shiny objects, so that you don't have FOMO, so that you're actually, where you want to go, right? And you're making informed decisions about what goes on your plate, what's going to get you there. So when we think about strategic thinking, and I'll be honest, okay? I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but my minor in college was rhetoric, right? My minor in college was rhetoric. And so I had to take a lot of classes about thinking and persuasion and arguing, because that's helpful and useful. But, we don't really learn. No one ever taught us how to necessarily think strategically, right? Someone can teach you how to manage your time. Someone can teach you how to buy Facebook ads. Someone can teach you how to build a Facebook page. But no one's really ever taught us how to think like a strategist, to think strategically. And so I want to give you some questions to ask yourself that can sort of help you in that process. Clydine, exactly. It's like the mall food court. Too many choices. All right, so ask yourself, these are some questions that you can ask yourself. And you guys, this is business advice. Okay, I'm talking about like this, you should be doing this in your business for sure, without a doubt. But this applies to your life, right? I mean, what I'm going to talk to you about today, it really does apply to every aspect and facet of your life. So, and we actually talked about in her success map yesterday, we talked for like 30 minutes about ways to use strategic thinking to really create some work-life harmony, not work-life balance, because that ain't happening, but work-life harmony. So some questions that you want to ask and really be honest with yourself, okay, about what you want, how you're going to get there to help you with your strategic thinking. And number one, and you guys, this seems so simple. I know this sounds so simple. And you're like, Wendy, for real though? What do you want? Do you know what you really want? Like, do you really know what you want? You might have a goal, but is that what you really want? I remember when I was in, I want to say when I was in college, and I had a friend who was dating a guy, and he was a great guy, and they were a great couple, and everything was good. And she broke up with him. I was like, why'd y'all break up? She's like, oh, well, I'll never marry him. So what's the point of wasting my time? And y'all literally, like 19-year-old Wendy's brain exploded. Because I was like, well, why would you? He's like, you ain't got to get married today. Why you got to break up with him? Right? Like I couldn't even fathom this. But that's strategic thinking, right? That's strategic thinking. When I was in the entertainment business, the position that I had, I was the chief marketing officer for an entertainment company. And really the next step up for me was running my own venue. But I didn't want to run a venue. I didn't want to be the general manager of an arena. Like that didn't excite me at all. So that's when I said, okay, you know what? I got to make a change, right? Like if my only option really is going up for where I'm at, it doesn't make sense for me to stay. It's kind of like breaking up with the really awesome boyfriend because you ain't going to marry him, right? So really thinking about, what do you want? What's most important to you? What's your goals, right? Really, what do you want and this is long-term thinking, you guys. This is 5-10 years down the road. If you ain't going to marry him, it's time to cut bait, right? If you are trying to if you're in the middle of starting a business, or you've got some sort of business activity and you're like, I can't see myself doing this long-term, then you have to make some hard decisions and really think about, is this what I want to be doing? Be strategic about it. Okay. Be strategic. Break up with that boy. Don't matter. He's cute. Don't matter. Got to break up with him. It's not part of your long-term plan. So you have to know, number one, where do you want to go? What do you want? And then number two, where are you? Like, I want to go here. Where are you now? Right. And that means, I don't mean physically, where are you? Y'all are like, I'm in my car driving down the road. But where are you starting from? If the goal is to marry your, I'm off business now, y'all. I'm reminiscing college. Okay. But if your goal is to marry your dream guy, and you got to know, okay, well, what's that look like? And then where am I now? Right? Do I even have the dream guy? Have I met the dream guy? Or if you're starting your business, right? I want to touch 1 million lives. Sounds dirty, but it's what I want to do. You know what I mean? I want to touch 1 million people. I can't say that without kind of laughing and feeling a little silly. But I got to know where I am now. Well, how many people am I touching now? How many people do I know now? Okay. You have to know exactly where you are. What are your strengths? What are the areas where you need to improve it? What's working, what's not working? But you got to know where you are now, because then you got to look at, well, how am I going to get there? Right? What do I need to do? What skills do I need? What training do I need? What assets do I need? And if you think, I'm talking about you as a person, but you can apply this to, your business, right? Like, I want to touch 1 million lives, or let's say I want to sell $1,000. Let's just take this, let's micro this down a little bit and look at it very tactical. I want to sell $1,000. Okay. Where am I now? Well, I have sold $0, but I have an email list. I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram account. I have Pinterest. I have a blog. I have a right? What skills do I have? All right. Well, how am I going to get there? I'm here, want to be here. How am I going to get there? Really think about, what do you have the power to change? Because if you can't change it, if you can't control it, then it doesn't need to be something that you are overly focused on, right? If I can't change, if my goal is to, I don't know, let's say I can't come up with a good example off the top of my head, so I'm going to skip past that. But you can't change that which you don't control. So you want to know, what do you have the power to change? Okay. What do you have the power to, if you need more time because you have all these ideas you want to implement that are all part of a strategy, but you ain't got no time. Well, where can you make up that time? Right? We spent a lot of time talking about time, y'all, but where can you make up that time? Can you eliminate some stuff? Can you delegate some stuff? Can you automate some stuff, right? What can you change? What do you need to learn? Where do you need to grow? What do you need to shed and let go, right? What do you physically need to move ahead? Training, resources, if I were using me as the example, I want to touch a million lives, people. I want to touch a million people, right? So what do I need to move ahead? Well, I need a website. I need a YouTube channel. So I start thinking of ways strategically. And, when we're going to talk a lot about strategic thinking this month. But it's really all about also honing in on the most efficient way to do something. Right. So for me, if I want to touch a million lives, yes, I can post on Facebook 100,000 times a day, which is going to take a lot of time, or I can invest in training to become a blogger. Right. And then I have the potential to touch that many more people for the same efforts. Okay. And then finally, and this is so important, you guys, and I think we forget this one a lot. Oh, guys, the cardinal's back. The cardinal's climbing the tree outside my window. One thing we forget about is, how can I reach my goals and still enjoy my life? Because y'all, we need to think and not or, right? I want to be successful in my business and I want to spend time with my family. It doesn't have to be an either or, but it doesn't happen by accident. You've got to be intentional about it. You've got to figure out, how can I do this and enjoy my life? How can I grow my business and have dinner with my husband every night? All right. So you guys, we are going to be talking, like I said, a lot about strategic thinking through the month. Hey, thanks for being here. I will be back tomorrow, right at high noon. That's how we do. You guys, I love you madly, and I'll see you later.